Your head is on the pillow, just an inch away from mine. The hallway light is leaking in a quiet, crooked line. We're talking about nothing in a half-asleep tone. Every word is like a feather that could only fit at home. The blanket holds our secrets like a harbor holds the tide. I feel the little waves of you with every breath you sigh. Pillow talk jazz in the dark so still. Soft ASMR whispers dancing where we will. Your heart in the hush keeps a gentle time, a slow and cozy rhythm that keeps wrapping up in mine. Pillow talk jazz, no need for the day, just your sleepy little smile and the things we never say. You trace a lazy pattern on the back of my hand. I answer with a giggle that you barely understand. We whisper stupid stories that would never leave this bed. They flutter in the darkness like the thoughts inside our heads. The rain against the window tries to join our quiet band. It taps a tiny backbeat that we both can understand. Pillow talk jazz in the dark so still. Soft ASMR whispers dancing where we will. Your heart in the hush keeps a gentle time, a slow and cozy rhythm that keeps wrapping up in mine. Pillow talk jazz, no need for the day, just your sleepy little smile and the things we never say. You say my name so softly, it's a breeze across my ear. I answer with a humming that only you can hear. If love was ever louder, I think I'd miss this sound. The almost silent music where our souls can settle down. Pillow talk jazz, keep the volume low. Let the world stay outside in the streetlight glow. Hearing all this whisper where the night feels small, I can hear the quiet promise that you're never gonna fall. Pillow talk jazz till we both drift away, our breathing in the darkness like a song that softly fades. The rain has just surrendered, left the pavement dark and clean. We walk along the sidewalk where the puddles catch the beams. Your hands are in your pockets, but your shoulder leans to mine. We dodge the little rivers like a slow and crooked line. A passing car throws shimmer on the wind windows of the shops. You point out all the silly names and stories that they've got. You laugh at something tiny that I almost didn't say. It bounces off the buildings in a gentle rolling way. There's a quiet kind of rhythm in the scuffing of our feet. Every step we take together makes the evening feel complete. Slow echo in your smile on this quiet street. Every little laugh comes back to me in heat. If the world forgot our names and left us here alone, I would still feel rich and ready in the way you walk me home. Slow echo in your smile, rain beneath our shoes. I can hear a softer future in the sound of me and you. We stop beside a doorway just to feel the breeze go by. A neon sign is buzzing like a lazy lullaby. You tilt your face to listen to the dripping from a roof. You say it sounds like music that forgot the need for proof. You tell me that you hate goodbyes at corners like this one. I answer that we never have to let tonight be done. We can turn the curve together, keep on walking past the block. Stretch this simple conversation till we lose the need for clocks. The night is like a blanket that the sky has loosely thrown. We wrap it around our shoulders in a way that feels like home. Slow echo in your smile on this quiet street. Every little laugh comes back to me in heat. If the world forgot our names and left us here alone, I would still feel rich and ready in the way you walk me home. Slow echo in your smile, rain beneath our shoes. I can hear a softer future in the sound of me and you. We don't need thunderpass or fireworks overhead, just the comfort of your stories and the way they're softly said. If every night was only this, a walk that never ends, I'd trace the same old sidewalks just to hear your joy again. Slow echo in your smile, lamplight in your eyes. You say you're getting chilly, so I hold you from the side. If sometime down the line we can't recall what day this was, we'll still remember how it felt to fall so quiet just because. Slow echo in your smile as we near your door. I let the final silence say I couldn't want for more. You step inside the building, but you turn before you go. That last small glowing grin is the echo that I know. There is starlight in your notebook where the ink has slightly bled. Little constellations forming where your hand once rested red. You sit beside the window with the spine against your knee. letting every quiet thought find room to simply be. I watch you from the sofa like I'm reading from afar. Your pauses and your sighing are my favorite kind of art. You lift the page and squint as if the meaning might appear in the way the lamplight trembles over everything you fear. You ask if you're too much for any honest heart to hold. I answer that your edges are my shelter from the cold. Starlight in your notebook, lines across the margin. Every sentence that you doubt is where my faith begins. If you think your thoughts are messy, let me live inside their blur. I would build a small forever in the letters of your world. You offer me the pages like a fragile open door. I read about the battles that you never named before, the broken little promises you made to your own chest, the moments you stopped trusting that you'd ever truly rest. I trace your name in silence at the corner of the sheet, then look up just to show you that my gaze refuses to retreat. Starlight in your notebook, lines across the margin. Every sentence that you doubt is where my faith begins. If you think your thoughts are messy, let me live inside their blur. I would build a small forever in the letters of your world. If stars can hang in chaos and still make a quiet sky, then every scattered line you write can still be something bright. Starlight in your notebook, cover folding closed. You lean into my shoulder and let every worry go. We leave the pen beside us as the night grows soft and blurred. Two stories slowly learning how to finish every word. The window holds the rain like it's afraid to let it fall. A muted trumpet trembles like a voice behind the wall. Your body in the half-light is a shape I know by heart. I could trace it in the darkness like a fragile work of art. The air is thick with everything we're too afraid to say. So let me sing it on your skin in my own quiet way. Soft echoes on your skin, that's where I leave my song. Little notes of warning that have waited far too long. In the gentle rise and fall where your breathing pulls me in, I hear forever like a secret violin. Soft echoes on your skin, shimmering and low. Every sigh a promise only we will ever know. Your whisper in my ear is like a match against the dark. It doesn't burn the house down, just reveals the tender marks. You say my name so slowly that it almost falls apart. I catch you with a trembling hand and hide it in my heart. Let the record crack and stumble, let the evening come undone. We'll scatter broken moments till they glimmer into one. Soft echoes on your skin, that's where I leave my song. Little notes of wanting that have waited far too long. In the gentle rise and fall, where your breathing pulls me in, I hear forever ringing like a secret violin. Soft echoes on your skin, shimmering and low. Every sigh a promise only we will ever know. I'll write the quiet chorus down your back and fingertips. Let the verses spill like honey from the corner of my lips. Every pause between our pulses is a doorway I can cross, from the person I have been to the one I'd be with you at last. Soft echoes on your skin, let the melodies stay near, even when the lights come up and morning starts to appear. In the quiet of the daylight, when the world comes rushing in, I'll remember how we sounded, soft and fragile in your skin. Soft echoes on your skin, fading into dawn. But I'll keep humming this secret long after you're gone. Moonlight on your notebook, little rivers made of ink. Your pen is moving slowly while you pause sometimes to think. I'm lying on the sofa, just a few soft feet away, listening to your scribbles like a low and gentle rain. The desk lamp makes a halo on your quiet tilted head. I breathe your name in ASMR, let it float instead. Moonlight on your notebook, soft pages and jazz. Your pen in the quiet writes the day that just has passed. Your whisper when you read a line aloud to me feels Feels like tiny silver notes across the surface of the sea. Moonlight on your notebook, nothing loud or grand, just the tender little stories resting in your steady hand. You ask if you should share it or if it should stay just yours. I tell you I'm already in the margins and the chords. You laugh and flip the paper to a clean and waiting page. I watch you write my name there like a promise on a stage. The ticking of the clock becomes a lazy metronome. We follow its slow rhythm in the safety of our home. Moonlight on your notebook, soft pages and jazz. Your pen in the quiet writes the day that just has passed. Your whisper when you read a line aloud to me feels like tiny silver notes across the surface of the sea. Moonlight on your notebook, nothing loud or grand, just the tender little stories resting in your steady hand. If love was ever written, it would look a bit like this. A messy set of pages full of crossed out little bits. But here beneath the lamplight with your SMR low tone, I feel like every scribble somehow spells that I'm not alone. Moonlight on your notebook, let the ink run free. We'll keep on filling paper till we both forget to sleep. And when the letters blur and we can't hold up our heads, we'll close the cover gently and take all this warmth to bed. Moonlight on your notebook as the piano fades. We leave the pages waiting for another tender day. Lanterns on the river draw a line of trembling gold. You're leaning on the railing with your fingers laced in cold. The water holds reflections of 100 borrowed lives, but all I see is you and how the night falls in your eyes. You turn to ask me softly what I wished upon the flame. I answer with a look that almost dares to say your name. Lanterns on the river, drifting out of view. Every little spark reminds me how I drifted into you. If all my past was darkness, this is where it turns to light. Standing on this quiet bridge with your shadow touching mine. You talk about beginnings like they're fragile porcelain, afraid to set them down in case case they somehow break again. I tell you we can hold them one small heartbeat at a time. Let this single evening be the place our futures rhyme. The candles glide like secrets down the slowly breathing stream. Our silhouettes lean closer than the distance in between. Lanterns on the river, drifting out of view. Every little spark reminds me how I drifted into you. If all my past was darkness, this is where it turns to light. Standing on this quiet bridge with your shadow touching mine. If every wish we've never said is floating somewhere far, I hope that they can see us here and recognize the start. Lanterns on the river, almost out of sight. You squeeze my hand a little, and I know we'll be alright. We walk back through the silence with the embers in our veins to a quiet little lanterns, learning how to share a flame. There's a postcard on your fridge from a city I don't know. A crooked piece of handwriting from a life before we spoke. You say you almost tossed it when the year was turning new, but something in the faded ink kept reaching out to you. I traced the edge of paper like I'm touching some old scar. You tell me about train rides and a distant set of stars. The person who once sent this feels so far from who you are, but all that wandering brought you here into my arms. You ask if I get jealous of the stories from your past. I laugh and say they're prologue to the chapter built to last. Oh, postcard on your fridge left our names in ink. Every road you walked alone led you closer to this sink. I don't mind the miles I lived before your eyes met mine. They drew a little map that ends in this small kitchen light. You pick a magnet shaped like some forgotten seaside town. You place it at the corner so the card won't flutter down. Then grab a brand new postcard, blank and waiting in your hand, and ask me if I'd write my name beside your future plans. I press the pen down gently, like I'm learning how to stay. Each letter feels like choosing you 1,000 different ways. Oh, postcard on your fridge, left our names in ink. Every road you walked alone led you closer to this sink. I don't mind the miles that lived before your eyes met mine. They drew a little map that ends in this small kitchen light. Someday if these magnets fall and papers start to fade, we'll still recall the moment that our shared story was made. Oh, postcard on your fridge, curling at the side, holding all the proof that we were meant to coincide. You close the tiny door and lean your back against my chest, and suddenly this quiet room feels like the whole world dressed. We're sitting on the balcony above the sleepy street. The city hums beneath us like a slow and distant beat. There's jasmine in the teacups and a blanket on our knees. Your shoulder leans on mine like it was always meant to be. The traffic lights are painting tiny halos in the rain. We talk in gentle whispers so the night can hear our names. Quiet tea on the balcony, city lights breathing slow. Your ASMR soft voice is the warmest thing I know. Your voice in the steam turns the evening into gold. A tender little story that our fingers never told. Quiet tea on the balcony, nothing here to prove, just the soft and steady comfort of the way we always move. You say the world looks smaller from this crooked little rail, like all the busy worries shrink to someone else's tale. We count the little windows where the lamps are still awake, inventing cozy lives for all the shapes we think they make. You laugh into your teacup and the glass begins to fog. I draw a tiny heart there just to watch your eyebrows jog. Quiet tea on the balcony, city lights breathing slow. Your ASMR soft voice is the warmest thing I know. Your voice in the steam turns the evening into gold. A tender little story that our fingers never told. Quiet tea on the balcony, nothing here to prove, just the soft and steady comfort of the way we always move. We don't need deep confessions or a perfect clever line. The simple way you look at me says I'm glad that you are mine. If all the stars were hidden by this heavy urban glow, I'd still feel something shining every time you whisper low. Quiet tea on the balcony, let the night drift by. We'll send our tiny secrets up to mingle with the sky. As long as I can feel you resting easy by my side. The loudest thing I need from life is your breathing keeping time. Quiet tea on the balcony, as the voices dim, we finish one last sip and take this gentle hush with him. We found a little corner by the foggy window glass. The city moves in slow-mo as the rainy people pass. Your hands around a teacup like it's keeping you in place. I watch the gentle quiet drift across your lovely face. The world is kind of distant, like a movie on mute. But here the only soundtrack is our tiny lazy truth. Window seat afternoon, slow tea and jazz. Every little moment feels too perfect to pass. Your smile in the steam makes the gray sky glow, turning all the raindrops into diamonds on the road. Window seat afternoon, safe in this cocoon. I could stay forever with your heartbeat in the room. The waitress leaves us cookies, says we look like we belong. You tease that we're the couple in a quiet background song. You trace a little circle with your fingertip in mine. The clock above the doorway forgets to keep the time. Outside the buses rumble, but they barely touch our hair. We're floating in a teacup where the daylight doesn't care. Window seat afternoon, slow tea and jazz. Every little moment feels too perfect to pass. Your smile in the steam makes the gray sky glow, turning all the raindrops into diamonds on the road. Window seat afternoon, safe in this cocoon. I could stay forever with your heartbeat in the room. Let the emails and the errands stay asleep another day. We'll write our names in condensation, let the letters drift away. If all we ever own is this soft and borrowed chair, I'll still feel like the richest soul just breathing your warm air. Window seat afternoon, gentle, slow and kind, leaves a little sunlight in the corners of my mind. If love could choose a tempo, it would probably sound like this. Unhurried conversation and your soft, unguarded grin. hear slow jazz in the footsteps of my days. There's a Polaroid on your desk with the colors almost gone. Two figures in the corner of a summer evening song. The focus isn't perfect, but the feeling's crystal clear. Your half-closed eyes and tilted grin from when I pulled you near. You say it's not your best side, that the light was far too kind. I say it caught the moment where I knew you might be mine. Polaroid on your desk, blurred corners of us, smiling out of frame like we just discovered trust. If time starts losing details and our memories rearrange, this little square of almost will remember what we changed. You brush away some dust like you're waking it from sleep, then place it in a frame you say you found along the street. You set it by your notebook where your future tends to live. A tiny open window letting yesterday give. You ask if I remember how the evening really felt. I tell you every second like it's stitched into myself. Polaroid on your desk, blurred corners of us, smiling out of frame like we just discovered trust. If time starts losing details and our memories rearrange, this little square of almost will remember what we changed. Maybe years from now we'll add more pictures to the line, but this will be the first one that said you are really mine. Polaroid on your desk, catching simple light, holding our beginning in a 2x3 of white. The curtains leak the sunlight in a thin and golden line. It lands across your shoulder like a careful little sign. The alarm is on the nightstand, but we let it buzz and fade. You mumble something sleepy and roll closer to my face. The hallway's full of footsteps, but we're islands in this bed. The world can keep on moving, we smile without a shame. You trace a circle on my chest like you're drawing out a drum. Between the ticking of the clock, I hear your slow heart come. Late checkout heartbeat, sun through the curtains. Two pillows, one song. Nothing is urgent. I could spend a lifetime in this half-awake glow. Listen to the ways your breathing rises, falls and flows. Late checkout heartbeat, time doesn't dare intrude. Every minute here with you is my favorite kind of truth. Hotel coffee packet waits impatient by the door. We joke that we're too spoiled to drink something that unsure. You say you'll brave the lobby if I promise not to move. I watch you pull on socks and do a half-asleep dance groove. You come back with 2 paper cups and change for the machine. We sit cross-legged on white sheets like it's some familiar scene. You tell me about a dream you had that didn't quite make sense. I listen like it's scripture, every fragment, every tense. The city hums below us like an orchestra on mute. Our own low conversation is the only honest flute. Late checkout heartbeat, sun through the curtains. 2 pillows, one song. Nothing is urgent. I could spend a lifetime in this half-awake glow. Listen to the ways your breathing rises, falls and flows. Late checkout heartbeat, time doesn't dare intrude. Every minute here with you is my favorite kind of truth. We could rush to see the landmarks, we could chase another plan. But I'd rather map the freckles that are resting in your hand. We'll let the schedule loosen, let the postcards go unrolled. Trade the fancy travel stories for the softness in your throat. writes crooked letters down the glass beside your face. Streetlight pools like amber in this tiny rented space. You're humming with the record in a voice that barely shows. I'm watching every syllable just hover by your nose. If I breathe a little deeper, will you finally look my way? There's a galaxy of questions in the word I'm scared to say. Breath against the window, fogging up the night, drawing little hearts that vanish in the light. I've been standing on the doorstep of the truth I never spoke, while the rhythm of your laughter turns my fear into a joke. Breath against the window, slow and paper thin. I just wanna let you see the storm I'm carrying within. You toss another blanket on the floor between our feet. The kettle sings a warning in a quiet minor key. Your shoulder brushes mine like it was nothing but a slip, but the echo of that moment keeps repeating on my lips. There's a second in the silence where the whole world might divide. Either I will say I love you, or I'll let it pass me by. Breathe against the window, fogging up the night, drawing little hearts that vanish in the light. I've been standing on the doorstep of the truth I never spoke, while the rhythm of your laughter turns my fear into a joke. Breathe against the window, slow and paper thin. I just wanna let you see the storm I'm carrying within. I spell it with my fingertip, 3 quiet little words on the glass behind your shoulder where they'll never be quite heard. But you turn and catch the motion, and your smile begins to swim. You say you don't have to whisper, I've been hearing it within. Breath against the window, now you draw it there as well. 2 reflections in the darkness where our separate shadows fell. I love you in the steam, fading slow but feeling bright, while your arms around my shoulders hold the corners of the night. Breathe against the window, rain begins to slow. In this quiet jazz and thunder, we're exactly where we're meant to go. We're standing by the pillar where the heater hums its tune. The tiles reflect the overheads like tired little moons. Your scarf is half untied and there's a blush across your nose. You wrap your hands around the cup like it's the center of the globe. An ad for some vacation shows a brightly colored sea. You laugh and say one day, maybe you and probably me. I say for now I kinda like this platform and this coat. It's not exactly paradise, but it's perfect in its own. The tunnel breeze a warning of a train that isn't here. We lean a little closer just to keep our warmth near. Warm air in the station, paper cup ticket, your shoulder against mine. Soft little secret, if the train decides to linger at the other end tonight, I won't mind a single minute in this gentle fluorescent light. Warm air in the station, numbers on the sign. I just watch them slowly change while you are pressed to me in time. A stranger plays a rhythm with his heel upon the floor. Another checks her watch and taps a message she'll ignore. But we just trade our stories like we're passing tiny notes about the worst and best of days and all the edges in between the quotes. You tell me how the winter always makes you wanna hide. I tell you that this season looks much softer from your side. You roll your eyes but smile in that way that lets me know I found the little door inside the part you rarely show. The breeze along the tracks arrives before the shining head. We take a step together, almost dancing where we stand. Warm air in the station, paper cup ticket, your shoulder against mine. Soft little secret, if the train decides to linger at the other end tonight, I won't mind a single minute in this gentle fluorescent light. Warm air in the station, numbers on the sign. I just watch them slowly change while you are pressed to me in time. Someday when we hurry through this place with other plans, we'll spot the same old pillar and remember holding hands. We'll smile at how we waited like we had nowhere to be, except inside the warmth that wrapped around just you and me. Warm air in the station, headlamps finally near. You squeeze my arm and whisper that you're glad that I am here. We step into the carriage, let the door slide gently closed, but part of us still lingers on the tiles and echoes. Warm air in the station, fading as we roll. I keep that little platform tucked away inside my soul. The train rocks back and forward, but your hand stays locked in mine. We carry all that waiting into every further line. When chimes in your hallway ring, whenever someone leaves, a tiny choir of metal sings a fragile little theme. Tonight they sway so softly as you hang your keys back up, like even they are hoping that you won't be going out. You stand there by the doorway in that in-between of thought, debating if the night outside can offer what you've got. I watch the hesitation in the way you bite your lip, the part of you that wants wants to stay, the part that wants to skip. I whisper that I'm happy just to share a little air. You smile like it's permission you'd been waiting to hear there. Wind chimes in your hallway, keys on the little hook. Your shoes forget the sidewalk, your eyes forget the clock. If leaving is a habit, love can gently break its chain with quiet invitations in the comfort of your name. You step away from doorways like you're walking off a ledge, back into the softer light that fills your private nest. You say I almost canceled us, I almost turned away. I answer I'm just grateful that your courage chose to stay. The chimes grow still and silent as the night outside moves on. Inside our small perimeter, a calmer world is born. Wind chimes in your hallway, keys on the little hook. Your shoes forget the sidewalk, your eyes forget the clock. If leaving is a habit, love can gently break its chain with quiet invitations in the comfort of your name. Maybe some tomorrow we will hang another bell to mark the day you realized you could finally rest yourself. Wind chimes in your hallway, motionless and short. You turn away from exits and towards something that endures. We walk into the middle of your room with nothing planned, letting all the fear of leaving fall like